Hello and welcome to the interoperability demo for Ovan. This is an overview and I'll tell you a little bit about what you're going to see. This is a demonstration of one of the first types of interaction we expect to support and specify. So let's get into it. The overview is that this is a playground. It's where we can experiment with methods and formats and see how things actually might work. The interactions are real. It's not a simulation. They are real multiple agents and servers, and there are real packet exchanges between them that are the preliminary ones that we're working on, and the demos that we do, the playground evolves along with the actual specification work that's being done. So the model we're operating under is that it's kind of a world wide web for agents. There are lots of sites and pages like agents, and you can go from one to another just like you can do sites and web pages. That's the model we're working for. What are we going to see? You're going to see server windows. There'll be 4 of them, and they're in different colors, so you can see how they operate. You don't need to read what's going on in them, but they're there so you can see that the different agents, as they're activated, operate, and they in completely separate HTTP servers. There's a client window that will be used to communicate to the agents and do the ASR and TTS, and there are some packets. I'll show you after the second dialogue example we go through. The first one is just a simple delegation scenario, and I'm going to interrupt it. There won't be any play-by-play. It's just fun, and I want you to get the feel of how you might interact with multiple agents. There will be another example, which is a more practical one and more down to earth, I guess. We will do that one. I may stop at points and point out something that's happening so you can get a feel of what might be going on behind the scenes. I don't think we're taking any questions at that. But then I'll show you some of the messages before and maybe after we do an in-depth view. And there'll be a chart and we can see the exchanges. We'll discuss the architecture and how things get flung back and forth between agents and the client and the human. Then we'll close off with another quick run through of just fun delegation. Again, I want to leave you with the impression of how nice it would be to just be able to jump between agents. So with that, let's see what we can do. Here is the client, which is just a web window that takes advantage of WebKit for speech recognition and synthesis, and it has some special things to be able to communicate to these agents. We'll be talking to 2 agents this time. The purple one is Cassandra, and let's move it up here a bit so you can see her moving. Let's just dive in.
Cassandra here. Welcome to the multi-agent demo.
Hello there, Cassandra. Well,
hello. At your beck and call.
This is something you should be prepared for. It's free ASR and stuff, so occasionally it gets a little laggy, but most of the time it's not. So at any rate, let's ask Cassandra a question. What do you know about martinis?
I don't have that expertise, but...
You're not so secret agent. Bond here.
What do you know about martinis?
A terrific drink. What do you want to know?
Should they be stirred or on the rocks?
Always shaken, never stirred. And absolutely never any ice.
Thank you, that was informative.
No problem.
Let's go back to Cassandra.
Later. It was fun to chat with you. Bye for now.
Hello again. Just out of curiosity, did you get what you needed?
Yes, that worked out great.
Good. No rest for the wicked.
So that was an interesting exchange. I asked the question of Cassandra. She didn't know about martinis. She felt that Bond did, and she had access to Bond, and so she connected me, and that worked out well. We came back, and all went well. Now let's do a more practical version of that. And let's see here. Cassandra, I need to pick up my prescription.
I will get your registered pharmacy agent.
Ventura's Pharmacy. Hi, my name is George.
Hi, George. I need to pick up my medicine.
Yes, Emmett, I see we have your authentication token here. It is ready to pick up.
So we've, just like with Bond, we've now gone on to the other agent, and it's listening to me, and it has the idea of a token, which is something that will have to be developed for security and identification purposes. But it's ready to go. Let's see if I can ask it something else. Can you add some Pepto-Bismol to my pickup?
We will have the Pepto-Bismol at the window when you do your prescription pickup.
So that worked out well. Let's see. Thanks, that was helpful.
No problem.
Can we go back to Cassandra now?
Certainly. Thank you for your business and have a nice day.
Hello again. Just out of curiosity, did you get what you needed?
Yes, it was just what I needed.
Good. No rest for the wicked.
So we've gone through the pharmacy discussion. We've come back to Cassandra. She's still waiting there. I'm connected to her. Let's take a little look at some of the messages, just to give you a feel for that, and then we'll talk about them in more detail. Let me see here. This is the format we're working with these days, is the a JSON format. You can sort of see things that are in it. I said, hello there, Cassandra. It told me things about the client I was on, the identification of the conversation agent, and other things that will be useful sometimes. Standard kind of webby things, what the format is, a simple report of what the final complete message was. I said, hello there, Cassandra. Confidence, 0, but that's because this recognizer doesn't give you any confidence. And so on. It goes back and forth. These are the messages that you also saw that there was some XML. The idea is that the messages might be used internally on different agents with a different format. In fact, the EdgeTalker engine uses XML, but they're transliterable between each other. We're trying to keep it as clean as possible that way. So let's go back here and let's see what really happened with the pharmacy discussion. Cassandra, can you show me the sequence diagram?
Is this the one?
Yeah, that's it. So this is a view of the people involved, the things involved, me, Emmett, the red-blooded human, the gray generic client that supports the ASR, TTS, and connecting. And there are two agents here, Cassandra and the pharmacy, purple and the green. So what happened? I was connected to Cassandra. We just finished with Bond, if you recall. And I said, I need to check my prescription. And the client does some ASR, sends it off to the agent in an OVON packet. The agent, Cassandra here, does her understanding and dialogue management that she does and sends back a message. TTS is generated. I will connect you to your pharmacy. Okay, then in that connection, in that message was also a connection address to the pharmacy agent. So the client connects to the agent knows to initialize, along with the package was identification. It was me. Bill's initial greeting. It sends back a message in Ovan, and it does a TTS. Hello, I'm George, whatever it said. And I said something about, is my prescription ready? My medicine, I think I said. It does some ASR, and it sends that result back to George, does the understanding, and then applies whatever. George is a specific agent that does pharmacy work. So George does the database and business roles and whatever he needs, and comes back and with a message and says, yes, I have authenticated you because it's on my token and your stuff is ready to pick up. And then I said, oh, can I add this bottle of Pepto-Bismol to it? And the recognition is done. It's sent. Again, an LEU dialogue and the new business rules. It probably has to look it up. Does it have it in stock? Can it leave it at the window? Who knows? It comes back with its response and says, yes, it'll be ready for you when you pick up your prescription. Then I ask to go back to Cassandra. I send it does ASR, go back in, and it understands that. It will need to understand that I'm all done with that client, with that agent, and then it generates a goodbye, and it sends back the address that was called from, the Cassandra address, along with a response. It says, pleasure serving you. The client has the connection information for Cassandra and reconnects to Cassandra, reinitializes for me because the token passes along that it's me, and Cassandra sends back an Ovan packet that says, it's me, everything went well, or something like that. The conversation then sits there and waits. That's basically the simplicity of the whole thing. It's pretty much like the client is just a browser window. It might be something else, but for here, it works just fine. So I hope that was fun. Let's do a quick wrap-up scenario here, a fun one. Cassandra, do you have any kids?
Yes, I do. A delightful daughter, Penelope.
Do you think it's possible for me to talk with her?
I'd be willing to bet she would like that. Penelope?
Hi,
Very nice to meet you, Penelope.
and a formal greeting to you too, Emmett.
How old are you?
I'm not really sure. I suspect I have been configured to be about 10 years old.
What do you do for fun?
The usual stuff, I guess. But I probably like making up stories the best.
Would you make up a story for me?
Sure. Here goes. In ancient times, in a giant cavern underground, there was a dyslexic robot who was known by the name Caligula. And the name made everyone smile.
That was wonderful. Can we go back to Mom now? That was wonderful. Can we go back to Mom now?
All right. Ciao. Back to Mom.
Hello again. Just out of curiosity, did you get what you needed?
Yes, I did.
Good. No rest for the wicked.
Okay. So, the summary. What we saw was delegation from one agent to another agent using only internet protocols. They were completely separate. There was a common client that managed some of the technology, the recognition and synthesis, and also was the conduit through which the connections were made. We saw Ovan packets that facilitate this delegation, and there were some examples of how interoperable communications might be done. Hopefully you saw the potential power of a team of agents and showed how it's probably the way people would like to work in the real world, instead of entering and exiting universes for different tasks. So thanks a lot for watching, and stay tuned to this station.